Yes, this is a cheap toy camera, but it might help you document your life in fun and interesting ways. I'm 30 days into a 365-day quest to take at least 2 photographs each and every day in 2024. I got the idea from a photographer named Wesley Verhove, who used a Tri-X disposable camera to document his life in 2023. Like Wesley, I'm doing this just to be better at documenting my life with photography. I already keep a written journal, but I'd like to do a better job keeping a visual journal, a daily photography journal. Just a record that says, if it says anything at all, I was here and this is what I saw. I wish I could say I'm doing this to look closely, to think about the details, to train myself to see the beauty in the ordinary. But I can't. Of course, I want all my photos to be beautiful and interesting, but that's not the point of this. The fact of the matter is that I'm doing this just to document life, just to create an artifact of a life lived, just to build a daily practice of photography. So like Wesley, I settled on a film camera for this year-long project, but I decided to use the Kodak Ektar H35N. Now I know what some of you are thinking. You have a few digital and film cameras that are a lot nicer than a glorified disposable camera, than this toy camera, but hear me out. Apparently the Kodak Ektar H35N is the updated version of the H35. I know very little about the earlier model, but what I do know is that the H35N is small and light. And because it's so small and so tiny, I can take it anywhere. It'll literally fit in my back pocket. And it's easy to use, right? The thing has a flash and a gimmicky star filter thing that I'll never use, but apart from that, it's bare bones, no frills. It's a point and shoot camera that uses your favorite film in half frame. And that's what's interesting to me about the camera. It shoots 72 vertical frames on a standard roll of 36 exposure of film, and this is kind of inspiring me to take my year-long project to another level because I like to complicate things. I'll use my half-frame images from the year in a multimedia project on my website. See, I coded a program to randomly select and display a pair of images from the entire set of photos. Right now, the images you're seeing are just from my first 30 days, but I'm going to do this with the entire year. A click of the button will generate a random pair of images from hundreds of photographs taken during the year. And if I shoot 72 images a month for 12 months, my program will give me over 180,000 possible pairs of photos if their order and position matter, and if their order and position don't matter, over 93,000 possible combinations. Anyway, let's get back to the camera. I like cheap point-and-shoot cameras because there's no chimping, burst modes, lens swapping, over-analyzing, strict framing. You just snap a photo and you move on. There's little friction, worry, or care. For this project, I first started out shooting images on my old Holga TIM 135. TIM technically stands for Twin Image Maker, but it could stand for Truly Inelegant Machine because, let's face it, the camera looks stupid. I got this camera a few years ago and it creates 2 half-frame stereo images on one standard 35mm frame. Or you can close an eye and just shoot 1 frame at a time. That was my plan at least, but I found myself having a hard time remembering which eye I shot first. It's a fun toy camera to use, I guess, but I hate using it because the camera looks so dumb. In contrast, the H35N only has one lens element, a glass element I should say, instead of the plastic or the acrylic ones found in the Holga. And the Ektar has a flash, which the Holga lacks, and the Ektar's viewfinder is vertically oriented to match the photograph instead of the horizontal viewfinder in the Holga. Anyway, I'll be posting a follow-up video in exactly 1 year with my reflections on the entire year-long project. So be sure to subscribe to get notified when that comes out. See you next time.